Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Tyambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanam mrutyurmukshiyamamrutat. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Sahanavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviyam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityo Mrityungamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Good morning. అందరూ బాగున్నారా? బాగా నేర్చుకుంటున్నారా ఇంగ్లీషు? Are you happy? Satisfied? Very good. Today we shall learn something about the mind, the greatest mystery in the universe. You please see page number 33. It is thought which is the propelling force in us. Fill the mind with the highest thoughts, hear them day after day, think them month after month. No mind failures. They are quite natural. They are the beauty of life, these failures. Each thought is a little hammer blow on the lump of iron which our bodies are, manufacturing out of it what we want it to be. We are heirs to all the good thoughts of the universe if we open ourselves to them. We all know that mind is just a bundle of thoughts. Manasante ఆలోచనల సమాహారం. అవునా కదా? Simple definition. Yes or no? Yes, it's just a bundle of thoughts. What is mind? You know, we think actually God has created the universe. God has not created the universe. He only has created the mind. Mind has created the universe. God only has done one thing. He created the mind, and mind has created the universe. So mind is actually God's magic. So So today we are only interested in God's magic, but not interested in the magician as such. మ్యాజిక్లో ఎంత ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయిపోయామంటే మనకి మెజిషియన్ కనబడట్లేదు ఇప్పుడు, మెజిషియన్ మర్చిపోయాం. శ్రీరామకృష్ణ పరమహంస used to say, so we are so engrossed in the magic of this world, we have forgotten the magician. That's the mistake we all do, right? There are few people who seek the magician, they don't want the magic, and they are the spiritual seekers. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord said, Manushyanam sahasreshu yatadasiddhaye. Among thousands of people, a few will strive for spiritual perfection, who wants to transcend the mind, wants to know the mystery of the mind, wants to know the mystery of the universe. Yatatamaphi siddhanam kaschin mam vetti tattvataha. So among those who strive, a few will attain perfection. There are, multiple filters. Okay. At every place, you have to pass this test, and then only you are qualified for the next. When you qualify that test, you are actually made to pass through another test. Like that, multiple tests will be there. So ultimately, when you pass the final test, you are given the highest reward. What is that? Nirvana, Kaivalya, Mukti, liberation, freedom from samsara, freedom from this transmigration of life and death, life and death, life and death. This is an eternal cycle. You have to break the cycle if you really want to make yourself happy. There is no other option. Our people, our philosophers, our forefathers have understood this, and that's why they have said this. Oh man, conquer mind, they said. Not just controlling the mind, conquer the mind, they say. మనసును నిగ్రహించడం కాదు, మనసుని జయించమన్నారు. మనసుని జయించినప్పుడు నువ్వు దేవుడు అయిపోతావు. సో యూ కాంకర్ ద మైండ్, దట్ షుడ్ బి అవర్ ఎయిమ్. సో ఇట్స్ నాట్ ఈజీ, బట్ ఎట్ ద సేమ్ టైమ్ ఇట్స్ నాట్ ఇంపాసిబుల్. It's not easy, but definitely it's not impossible, because there are so many people who have conquered it, people like Vivekananda. That's why we respect them. That's why they become so powerful. Once you transcend the mind, you become consciousness of Chaitanya, the power which actually has created this mind and the universe and runs it. You become all powerful. So before you expect to reach that goal of conquering the mind, Swamiji is telling us, fill up your mind with positive thoughts, good thoughts on a daily basis. Hear them day and night, he is telling. So that's how you can strengthen the mind. Okay, you can control only a positive mind. A mind, once it gets into the negative state, is very difficult to control. It will dominate us completely. That's the reason you have to fill the mind with positive thoughts, good thoughts on a daily basis. I tell this every time. So many times I have told you already. Just as we feed the body, we nourish the body with good food, we need to feed and nourish the mind with good thoughts. It's very important. Feeding the mind is important. We don't pay attention to that. We neglect it to such an extent that if you don't feed it with positive thoughts, it just picks up the garbage. It just takes the negative thoughts on a daily basis and makes you weaker. Afterwards, it controls us in such an extent that we will practically clueless to control our own mind. When your mind is not in your control, what success you can expect from the world? What great achievements will be possible for you? So it is very important. Daily you nurture the mind with some good thoughts, some positive thoughts. Impression is created, samskara is formed. Your mind is gaining strength by the day. And afterwards it will come under your control. Each thought is a little hammer blow on the lump of iron which our bodies are manufacturing of it what we want it to be. Body is just an insentient. It's a jada padartha. There is no substance, real substance involved in it. So it's the mind which runs the body, which controls the body. As the mind, so the body. If the mind is powerful and strong, body will be powerful and strong only. Okay, Swamiji says that if you have strong willpower, if you have strong mind, even if you can reject even poison, he says. If you've taken poison, don't experiment. I'm just saying. So even if you've taken poison, okay, but if you have the willpower, you can reject it, he says. That is the influence that mind exerts on the body. But unfortunately, in our education systems, we are not that much about controlling the mind, filling the mind with good thoughts and positive thoughts, strengthening it so that it will be easy to control it. All such things are not thought. So simple definition for mind is a bundle of thoughts, positive and negative, we all know. So if you have more positive thought percentage, it becomes easy to control you. That means you have a pure mind. More of a negative thoughts means you have an impure mind. So it is very important you nourish the mind. Another definition that our philosophers have given for the mind is based on ego sense. Okay, you all know actually Ekalavya, the story of Ekalavya. You all have heard it, right? Who taught Ekalavya that archery? Dronacharya. Did he really teach him? No, he had kept his image, right? statue, and then he practiced it. Why an image was necessary? Image cannot teach. Image is Jada Padartha, right? When Drona refused, Ekalavya had this image. He could have learned on his own, practically learned on his own, right? ద్రోణాచార్యుడు ఆయనకేం నేర్పలేదు, ఆయన అంతటికి ఆయనే నేర్చుకున్నాడు ద్రోణాచార్యుడు విగ్రహం పెట్టి కదా. విగ్రహం ఎందుకు అవసరమైంది? హీ వాంటెడ్ టు కాంకర్ ద మైండ్ by surrendering through ego sense. Every day he would come before Dronacharya's image and he would prostrate himself before it. And when Dronacharya asked for his thumb, he had given it. You only taught me, he said, but Dronacharya didn't teach him. He learned on his own by having his image. But Ekalavya didn't say that you have not taught me, I have learned it on my own. He never said, no, you only taught me. So there actually, that's why Guru is important. He surrendered completely in front of the image. Every day, first thing that he would do is, he would just prostrate before the image. And what happens through such prostration, to surrender, your ego sense is totally obliterated. Nenu anatvanti aham poortiga toligipoyindi. Aham poorti toligipoyinappudu, it is God who manifests through the individual. It's God directly who taught actually Ekalavya, because he removed that ego sense. To get rid of that ego sense, actually, you need a teacher. Okay, that's why actually Acharya Devo Bhava in our culture, it is taught and told again and again. Deify the teacher, deify the teacher. ఇప్పుడు కూడా ఆచార్యుడిని దేవుడి స్వరూపంగా చూడమన్నారు. ఎందుకంటే అది చూడటం వల్ల సరెండర్ వస్తుంది. త్రూ సరెండర్ యాక్చువల్లీ యూ లెర్న్ ఆన్ యువర్ ఓన్. బట్ టు అచీవ్ దట్ సరెండర్, యూ నీడ్ యాక్చువల్లీ an instrument. The teacher in that way, Acharya in that way, is an instrument to achieve that surrender. Because this is the aham only which is not allowing us to concentrate our mind well. So when the aham is obliterated, ego sense is obliterated, that individuality is obliterated, the divine within you finds full expression. That's the reason the Guru Sishya, Guru Sishya, Guru Sishya. Always actually in this culture, education is taught, only through Guru Sishya relationship. Sishyas would do and serve the Guru, and when that's how actually the ego is obliterated. When the ego is obliterated, okay, the divine within the Sishya, okay, will find full expression. So it's a lot of science. It's not just a faith-based thing. I will explain more of it in next prayer meeting. Thank you. Have a nice day.